Hello, and welcome back to day 2 of our Sierra Nevada adventure here in the Walker High Country. Yesterday, we left Highway 395 behind and set out across the wide desert roads. We climbed through sage and juniper, even into stands of pine. We explored multiple campsites, shimmering aspen grove, including a clear mountain stream crossing. And let's not forget about the alpine lake filled with Arctic grayling before we pushed well above tree line onto rocky alpine ridges. It was there that we were rewarded with sweeping views in every direction before making our way down the valley. By the end of the day, the trail delivered us here, tucked in amongst the trees beside this beautiful creek. It was the perfect place to settle in, listen to the water, and let the day's miles just come to rest. This morning, we're waking up next to that same creek, to that same beautiful sound of flowing water, ready to see where day 2 will take us. Good morning. Coffee's done. I'm just sitting here watching the sun work its way down the mountain. As you see, it's already down, almost down to the stream now. And just, really just taking it in. I don't know about you, but for me, it seems to take a couple of days to really truly slow down from the hustle and the bustle of the world, the job, the everything. And it's usually in the morning of day 3 or the day 4. I wake up with just a whole different mindset. I think it takes a couple days to really come off of that. I don't even want to call it adrenaline because I don't know how positive it is, but to come off of that working mindset, all this stuff has to get done. And realistically, it always does. So, tell me in the comments below. I'm curious. Am I the only one it takes 2-3 days to really unwind? Is it everybody? I don't know. Be interesting to hear. I hope it doesn't take you very long to unwind. I hope you unplug the first minute you come out here. I'm going to set up a chair, sit in the sun, and watch that stream for a little while. Cheers to you. This campsite was exactly what I needed for a complete reset. The steady sound of the creek slowly washed away the questions I had carried into this journey, and replaced them with a deep sense of peace. Sitting in the sun, taking it all in, I felt this place had become part of me. A moment, a memory that I will carry forward from this day on. Slowly, my attention drifted away from the crystal clear waters of the creek, looking up the valley from where I'd come the day before. I couldn't help but notice the striking rocks carved into the mountainside. Born of fire, standing the test of time, they've witnessed every version of this valley, bearing silent tribute to the constant evolution of the landscape. In their presence, I'm reminded of stability through change. And like these rocks, I too have endured my storm. Much like this valley, the future is still being written. You know, have you ever just wondered really deeply about something? You know, I led into it earlier, I think yesterday, when I was fishing at a place that I used to call Dutch Flats. And over the years, there was a flood, rearranged the whole canyon, destroyed Mountain Gate Lodge, which is where we used to, my mom, dad, and I used to get a cabin after my mom got uncomfortable in the camper or the motorhome. And the flood destroyed that. The flood destroyed Dutch Flats and realigned the canyon and only left that little piece of dirt that we were on. I've wondered a lot lately about when I'm gone, will anybody remember Dutch Flats? Because campground, if you want to call it that, is basically gone. And my parents are gone. I know Dutch is gone. But yesterday on the trail, I met a guy who was coming the other direction. Old timer, lived somewhere in Nevada. And we got to talking about the road and the trail, how it was connecting the two areas, and he had some questions. But it was interesting because he asked, if I was new to the area, and I said, no, I've been fishing over on the West Walker since I was 8, and that's been quite some time now. And I thought about it, and I asked him a question. I asked him if he knew of, or by any chance remembered, Dutch Flats. And he goes, wasn't that little place just below the town of Walker, right on the river? That filled my heart. It was neat to know that I wasn't the only one that remembered that spot. There won't be any new memories made there, but there's a group of old-timers that remember it. After a slow morning, enjoying camp and everything that it had to offer, it was time once again to set out and see what the trail would hold. The map reminded me that there was still a long way ahead, and while the elevation might look relatively steady on paper, the landscape promised an incredible diversity, just waiting to unfold. Once again, we found ourselves on a wide, well-groomed dirt road, fast, smooth and effortless to travel. But every so often, a smaller trail would break away. With this being completely new ground for me, I couldn't resist the urge to explore each one. Some of these side roads were open and flowing, easy to cover with speed, while others tightened quickly, slowing us down and demanding more focus as we wound our way through the trees, ever-changing landscape. What a morning. Been exploring all these offshoots into these big, rich, beautiful pines. Still got the low scrub, but a lot more density, as I think you've seen. Saw a big, really large jackrabbit as I was putting along in between the trees, took off. Couldn't get any footage of it, sorry. But yeah, what a great day so far. What a great day so far. You find the darndest things on the trail. These hiking boots look like they've seen better days. We're in the middle of nowhere. So I hope that these fell out of somebody's truck. And that they've just been sitting here rotting in the sun for a while. As opposed to somebody's shoes coming apart while they're hiking through here. This is for certain. Anyway, we'll pick them up and put them in the trash can. They don't need to be out here. All right, well, let's get back on the trail. Back on the main trail, with our newfound boots in my trash, noticed what looked like a wide meadow opening up to the left through the trees. Curiosity got the better of me, and I decided we had to go take a closer look. So down through the trees we went. So there's an old adage that says sometimes you can't see the forest through the trees. Well, this is kind of the opposite. You can't see the dry lake through the trees of the forest. We've been just grinding through a lot of really tight stuff. A lot of new pinstripes from pines, but that's okay. And all of a sudden it emerged into... I looked at Gaia, I looked at Onyx, I even looked at Google Maps, and they all call this the same thing. Just a dry lake. There was absolutely no information to be had, other than the fact it's right about 7,200 feet in elevation. Surprises just keep on coming on this trail. And it's absolutely beautiful. You can see like Mount Patterson there in the back. Give you an idea maybe where we are if you know this area. But I'll try and find some more information on this playa, at least the name of it, and if there's any history here, and I'll add it in. But we're gonna keep going because we still got a ways to go till we get out of here. So We'll see you soon. You can tell this dry lake gets a fair amount of use. The tire tracks crisscrossing the surface, and the fire rings scattered even in the middle make that very clear. I chose to stay off to the side, following the road marked on my mapping software, but it's obvious again that people come out here to play. You know more about this lake? If you have any information you could share, please drop us a note in the comments. We'd love to learn more from your experience. With the dry lake fading in the rearview mirror, we rejoined the main trail, the line that would eventually carry us to the end of this journey. Each mile that ticked away beneath our tires brought us one step closer to the East Walker River. Yet even through the anticipation of seeing this adventure through, I found myself continually drawn to the smaller side roads, each one offering another chance to pause and take in the beauty of the surrounding us. I'll tell you, this area, it's very cool high desert, but there's all these big round beautiful pine trees, and there's all these open spaces. I mean, there is camping for days out here. It's like every time I come around the corner there's a little offshoot. I go a little ways up the offshoot and bam, beautiful campsite. Got a great view off of the mountains, across the valley. And again, I mean, they just keep coming. So impressive. So amazing. I wish there wasn't as much smoke. We got some smoke in the air. And if there wasn't a lot of smoke, I'd probably put the drone up and just give you guys a better view as to what this looks like. But it's just really open country with these big clusters of these pine trees. And it just really kind of takes my breath away at times. Anyway, we're going to get back on the trail. We'll get after it. That last stop marked the last stand of trees in the direction I was headed. Turning back onto the main road, it was smooth sailing once again, across wide open desert flora, not unlike the place where we had aired down just the day before. In many ways, it felt like our journey had come full circle. We began on the West Walker River, a place rooted in old memories, and now we were closing in on the East Walker, a river I had never laid eyes on. For me, it represented a fresh start, a new chapter, carried alongside the memories we've made all along the way. All right, so we just finished airing up, getting ready to hit the asphalt. Amazing morning on the trail after a amazing day yesterday too. I use that word a lot, but it's absolutely incredible out here. So anyway, if you've come this far and you watch the whole thing, if you enjoy the content, please take a moment, hit the subscribe button, and hit the little notification bell. That way you'll know when the next episode happens. Because after today, well, not sure where we're going, but it's going to be somewhere in the Eastern Sierras. right. Well, couldn't let it go that easy, could we? Because we set off yesterday on the West Walker, and about halfway through we realized that we might have a way to connect it over to the East Walker. Guess what? East Walker. So this is definitely going to be the better way to close this video out. It's absolutely beautiful here. But I don't think I'm going to do any fishing. I think I'm going to head into Bridgeport and grab me some lunch. Anyway, from the West Walker to the East Walker, this is LFG Overland. My name's Jeff. We'll see you on the next one.